Saturday, Small Business Saturday, 2 days after Thanksgiving in the US, and I took the last couple of days off. I didn't even do promotions for Black Friday. I think it's kind of hard to do it as a handmade shop a lot of the time, especially when you're literally hand making every product and they take a long time and I don't have a lot of inventory. I did offer a sale on some of the things that I do have a lot of, so I did that for my email list. But I don't know, I was reading a couple of friends' posts the other day, and one of them had some affirmations about just not feeling bad as a small maker shop if you can't afford to or don't offer some major sales during the holiday season. I offered a small one mostly as a thank you for the customers that I do have and my audience, but yeah, I agree. Don't feel bad if you can't offer one. You have to do what you need to do for your own energy and your business too. So, if you're not sitting on a ton of inventory, if you're just trying to keep up during the holidays, like, it's okay. If you don't know me, I'm Shireen, and I have a handmade knitting business that's sustainably focused, and I also share about my outdoor adventures. So if you're here, thank you. But yeah, it is the holiday season, and it is the thick of it. I just finished putting a box together for one of the local shops that I sell my stuff at, and then I do have some orders to package that came in the last few days. I've been trying to stagger the orders so that I can get them shipped out within 48 hours, but I'm not doing all of them at once. So it's like, just keep my sanity and then get them out in a timely manner. I'm gonna do that right now and get those orders shipped, and then our ski resort is open, so I'm gonna meet up with a couple of friends to do that. So kind of working a little bit, but also trying to enjoy the holiday weekend and to set those boundaries too. I've been trying to be more mindful about my social media, so I didn't even log on to Instagram the last couple of days. I might send an email and do a small post today, but for the most part, I've been just trying to enjoy the holidays. So I hope you give yourself those boundaries too. But yeah, so I want to get that stuff done and then hopefully take it easy for the rest of the weekend and then just jump back in next week. I have some new product launches, I have some new things to show you, and some exciting things to share as well. Ordered 2 of the little ornaments. I'm so excited. These have been so fun to make, so I'm just excited that people are liking them. Hello! It is the Monday after Thanksgiving, and wow, what a crazy time of year and weekend. We had a really nice holiday. We usually gather with a group of friends and make food together, and then we played some games. And then over the weekend, we usually get together and do like a tree hunt. Our county sells tree permits so that we can go and just chop down our own tree, and so it's just super fun, and we always do it with some friends. And then our local ski resort also does their opening weekend during Thanksgiving, so we got up and skied. We actually need a ton more snow. It's pretty low for this time of year and it's been kind of warm, so we only did one run, but it was fun and just did some hanging out. So I've been trying to balance my personal life with my business this time of year. It's like equal parts trying to make sure I'm pushing sales and like, you know, promoting myself, but at the same time, just finding the boundaries and balance that I've put in place so that I don't get burned out or just feel, you know, bummed or icky or whatever. And it can be hard to do. For businesses, especially small businesses, this is probably the time of year that people make the most of their revenue for the whole year. That's definitely partly true for me too. I think I'm lucky because I live in a resort town. This is almost just the kickoff to my sales season. The rest of the winter for me is actually a pretty good sales season as well. Like my December is definitely the highest revenue, but I still have good revenue from January through April. So I feel really fortunate with that. So I didn't really do a ton of promotions. I think we talked about this a little bit. I did do a little bit of a sale, more so as like I want to thank my audience and the people who support my business, and I do want to offer something, but as a handmade seller selling like really slowly made like sustainable products, my margins are pretty small, so you know, it's hard to offer really big discounts and stuff like that. I feel like there's just been so many promos going on that it's almost just too much noise, and I don't want to add to the noise. I do want to encourage people to go outside and to just shop locally and support small if they can. I always struggle with this because I also understand accessibility is tough for a lot of these sustainable brands and products like mine. So I don't know. It's like finding a balance between giving a good promotion, giving back to nonprofits that I care about and that hopefully you guys care about, and then, you know, also making enough money so that my business runs. So it's all that. Sales have been picking up. I have one more shop update that I'm planning to do right before the shipping cutoffs. I signed up for a market, so we'll be prepping for that. It is that time of year, so we're just gonna be rolling through and getting as many beanies made and shipped as possible. Wow, this time of year can sometimes just feel a little bit like Groundhog Day. I don't try to pack orders. It's Aria. I usually try not to pack orders every single day just so I can have a full day of making or a full day of admin or whatever. She's saying hello. But this time of year, I usually do end up having to pack orders every day just to make sure that they don't build up and that I'm getting things out as quickly as possible. So I do have more orders, which I'm so grateful for. It's also Giving Tuesday, so I just spent some time writing an email, just talking about the story behind me giving back through the business. If you didn't know, I'm a 1% for the business partner, which means that I am committed to donate 1% of my revenue, not just profit, to vetted organizations, and they all have to do with the environment or the outdoors in some way. I personally choose to give back to Protect Our Winters and the National Park Foundation. So Ari is distracting me. So I just wrote an email telling my customers a little bit more about that. I think it is important to share things like that about your business if you have one, because you know, you might be getting new followers or new subscribers that don't really know that you do that, and it's just part of sharing your values and just things that are aligned with who you are. yeah, so I don't know, I kind of came into this vlog thinking I'd share more about finding balance during the craziest time of year for small businesses, and really it's just allowing yourself time also to not be working and to go for a walk outside or to meet up with a friend for lunch. Like yesterday I went out for lunch with a friend, just a really quick one, and then it was the full moon, so my friend invited me on a little full moon hike, so I did that with her, which was really nice. Yeah, when I was working in restaurants this time of year, I used to be working like 100 hours a week, no days off, grinding, 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 and I ultimately got really burned out, and I talk about it in an earlier video, which you can find, but when I started this business, I think one of the biggest things for me was making sure I did not burn out, because ultimately I want to do this for a long time, and so finding balance, creating boundaries, and preventing burnout is one of the best ways to create something that's sustainable in the long run. I just thought I'd share a little bit about that. I am going to finish packing up the orders for today and run them out. I also have a couple of local pickups that I need to drop off at Ohana, and then I'm gonna check the stock there. But yeah, things are getting a little crazy. It's getting closer to Christmas, so everyone's shopping, and I have a lot of markets and pop-ups to prepare for, so stay tuned. I feel like I've been saying this every day, but time just feels like it's been flying by. I don't know if it's because things are just taking longer than I'm expecting them to, or if I'm just putting too much on my plate and thinking I can accomplish more in a day than I can, but I feel like I'm just not quite getting everything I want to get done. Yesterday ended up getting a little bit derailed. It was Giving Tuesday, so I hadn't been posting or sending emails during all of the crazy like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all the hundreds of marketing emails, so I just didn't send anything. But because for my business, giving back is a big part of my value system and just what I want to do with Smeeny Made Wild, I really wanted to send an email out yesterday and then make a post about it. So I spent some time making that content, and ideally, I was like thinking about this, I should have had all of this stuff planned and maybe drafted before so that when the time came and it's busy season, I can just send them out. But that didn't happen. But hopefully, now that I have a bunch of emails from this year going into next year, I can kind of have a draft ready to go, and then just that's part of my planning. I don't know, I'm like trying to implement too many things at once, I think, but that's where we're at. But yeah, so this morning I woke up feeling really weird, like just kind of super tired and a little bit achy, and I was like, oh god, I hope I'm not getting sick. So I just gave myself the morning to knit, which honestly I've been kind of stressed out about lately too, because my stock is pretty low right now, and yesterday I woke up to a ton of sales on the alpaca headband, which is this twisted one right here, and I was like, what is going on? There was just so many of that specific item, and I was looking at my sales traffic, and it came from a Denver magazine that featured this headband as one of their Colorado-made gifts for under $50. So it actually got me some sales. I had no idea how they found me. I did spend a lot of time this fall improving the SEO on my website, and then I do try to tag use the hashtag handmade in Colorado for my Instagram post, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. If it does, that would be so cool. So grateful for those sales and exposure, but it was a little bit of a surprise, so I had a lot more to package than I thought. I know, my brain is going like 100 miles a minute, but I need to package more orders today, get them sent out, and then really get back to making. I have a big 2-day pop-up that I think I might have told you about that I have in a couple of weeks. It's actually over my birthday weekend, and I originally thought it was just 1 day, but it's 2 days, so I have a lot to prep for that. And then I have a little mini pop-up that week before, and we're gonna have guests in town, so I'm just kind of like, everything's happening very quickly. But I've been trying to equally just find some balance in my life during this crazy business time of year, and just not let myself get too caught up on what other people are doing, just focusing on what I need to do to keep myself sane, because I think this time of year, when you're seeing what other small businesses or makers or even just people in your Instagram sphere are doing, it can make you feel like you're not doing enough, or that, oh, maybe I should have done it like they did or whatever, and that's just really not true. Like, you know what's best for you and your business, and so try to focus inward a little bit during this time to find that balance. And then equally, you know, give yourself time away from work and business too. Like, I know it's the biggest revenue season, so you want to just make and do more. And this is as much telling myself this as I am telling you, but you know, I've tried to take breaks, go on, like yesterday night I went to a dance class. Tomorrow I might try to do a hike with a friend. So just things like that where it gets you out, even if it's just for an hour, away from everything. You can't even check your phone. Like, those are the types of things I'm talking about. So, easier said than done. This is as much of a reminder for myself as it is for you. But I am going to package these orders and then get these shipped off, and then come back and make more stuff. I just finished dropping off stuff at the post office and the local pickup at Ohana. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit all over the place, as you can probably tell, and sometimes I talk a little bit too fast. But yeah, I think I'm just starting to feel a little bit of the pressure to make a ton of stuff because I have that market coming up. Obviously, like, I do make a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to just relieve myself of all of the pressure behind it, because it is what it is. I can only knit so much. I signed up for these markets a little bit less, well, it's not even like I signed up. They actually reached out to me to see if I wanted to participate, and it's a new market at the base of our ski resort, and I was like, I cannot turn down this opportunity because I want to have this relationship with the resort. So anyway, that's the biggest one. And then there's another pop-up that the owners of this art gallery reached out to me about, and they want to do a really nice, like, high-end wine sip and shop kind of thing. So I was like, I also want to develop a relationship with them. So here's me saying yes to a bunch of things that I wasn't intending to say yes to, but I think my mantra right now is just that it is what it is. Whatever you can make is what you can make. I'm not going to stay up till like 2 a.m. every morning to make stuff. Obviously, I'm going to still be making things and trying to stock up as much as I can, but I was like, maybe what I do is just have a much more limited shop update for December, which usually I do my cutoff pretty early anyway, because I don't want to risk rush shipping or things like that. And then I guess I can just pull back on how much I bring to Ohana. I usually bring them a lot of stuff during this time of year, but I'm like just bringing enough to stock the floor instead of having a ton of inventory in the back stock. So hopefully that helps with my pop-ups. So yeah, it's that crazy time. So I'm just trying to roll with whatever I can and not put too much pressure on myself, and find as much balance as possible. So if you're a small business owner, I hope you can do the same. It just is what it is right now. It just is. I don't know how long this vlog is right now, but I think that's it for today. In the next vlog, I really want to share all the things I got for my pop-ups. It's my first time, so if you've done a lot of pop-ups, I would love your input, but I will see you in the next one.